It's easy to know that you need to say thank you and to celebrate the efforts of others. But actually doing it, that could be a different story.
I'm saying, I want you to get it, but I want you to get what the practice, the discipline is. It's one thing of mental assent to appreciate a concept. It is something altogether different to have a corresponding behavior. Look at you sitting in church.
Welcome to the Pastoral Leadership Connection, brought to you by Texas Ministries of the Church of God. TXM comes alongside churches and leaders in Texas in disciple making and leadership development so that the kingdom of God flourishes in cities and towns, homes and hearts. Now, as leaders of a church, team, or community, we set the tone for the type of culture our organization lives in. This means as leaders, we must be self-aware of how we see ourselves and how others see us and how we see others. A mark of maturity is the ability to look honestly in the mirror and see oneself completely. There are multiple explanations of personality types and ways of being out there, but rather than dealing with which one is the best or more accurate, let's explore them like you might a set of clothes that you're trying on at a store. Pick an outfit, pick a few different outfits, go through the selections, try them on, see if they work for you. You see, whether you are looking at a Myers-Briggs personality or a DISC or the Enneagram or whatever, explore some of the inner complexities of how God has made you. And you may find that your personality style can be critical or passive or overly excited or even bossy. You may find that you like writing. You may like things visually. You may prefer things experientially, or you just like the abstract. You see, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. The psalmist reminds us of that. When we understand our own complexity, when we own that, it can lead us to places of gratitude.
Is one of the most important lessons in Hollywood that everyone should know?
One of the most important lessons in life that you should know is to remember to have an attitude of gratitude, of humility. Understand where the gift comes from. It's not mine, it's been given to me by the grace of God. Use what I have, use what you have. Sound like your mom, right?
Yeah.
I saw you listen. I just felt you. He was like,
You about to tell me use my imagination. I'm very creative.
You obviously are very creative to help others.
You see, we can struggle in our ability to really help others because we don't practice gratitude regarding how we are made. Then, because we don't practice gratitude, it causes jealousy and resentfulness to rise up, which hinders our efforts. And when we begin to know ourselves and really understand who we are, then you can begin to think about your team more honestly. And when you begin to be grateful for who and how God made you to be, you can begin to be grateful for who and how your team has come to be. For just as we want to be appreciated for who we are, your team has similar desires. They want to be appreciated for who they are.
One of the reasons people leave all the time is they feel like people don't see or understand them, nor that their leaders don't fully appreciate what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
And a lot of times leaders don't, because they don't know about the inner workings of that person's personality.
Yeah.
Begin to see yourself clearly and those around you more clearly. You can dive further into saying thank you. There are many ways to say it, but here are a list of 10 ways to actually say thank you in English.
All right, so the first one is a more casual way to say thank you, which is thanks. Super simple, everybody knows it already, but don't be afraid to use it. The next one is not used very often in America, but you can also say cheers. Cheers. It is definitely a British thing, so if you're into that, all yours. The next one is really nice. You can also say, that's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. Or you can say, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Next, you can make this person feel even better. You can say, you rock. Or you can say, you're awesome. All right, next one. Next one sounds a little negative, but it's not, I promise you. You can say, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. It almost sounds like you're criticizing them for helping you, but you're not. You're just basically saying, you know, it wasn't necessary. You know, I wasn't expecting you to help me. You weren't supposed to help me. So it's really nice that you did. Next one is really nice. I couldn't have done it without you. I couldn't have done it without you. Or you can say, I couldn't have done it without your help. This means a lot to me. Or this means the world to me. I owe you one. You're so great for helping me. I really appreciate your help. It's amazing. Now I owe you one. And the last one is more formal. I'm really grateful for your help.
When working in teams, it's important to express gratitude often. I make it a practice of saying, thanks for all you do. I say that a lot to my team. I'm a kind of an obsessive boss, and in that I can always find one more thing to do. I can always make sure that something is better. I can add more to somebody's list than they're already doing. So to counter that tendency in me, I make intentional efforts to say thank you. So when they're walking out the door, I say things like, thank you for all that you do. How do you practice saying thank you? When we fail to say thank you, people begin to feel unnecessary. And if people feel unnecessary, they'll feel inclined to walk out the door. So what would church be without volunteers?
Good morning. Welcome to church. How you doing? Good to see you. Good morning. Good to see you. Welcome to church. It's a hot one, isn't it?
It's 28 degrees out here.
Hey, brother. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Hey, can I get 2 coffees and a pastry, please?
Thank you. Leave your cash on the counter. Coffee grounds are in the back. Feel free to brew it yourself.
What?
Hey, kids, can you hear me? If you can hear me, put your hands up. Hey, kids, can you hear me? Hey, are you biting? Hey, no, don't bite.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. You're good. You're good.
Are you sure?
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Oh! It's a hot one, isn't it?
That video helped us to get a glimpse of all that AI can do for us, and it can do a lot. As a matter of fact, I asked the AI artificial intelligence group, ChatGPT, ways to express gratitude, and ChatGPT brought up a few. Maybe they're familiar to you, but it's always good to check in. First, surprise somebody with a treat. Treat the team or the volunteer to something unexpected or thoughtful. Favorite snacks, or maybe just go to that next level and write a note. You know, that note of appreciation that tells them what you appreciate about them and why you appreciate can go a long way. My ChatGPT dialogue said, hey, number 3, should we give a public shout out? So find a way to declare to everybody all the good that somebody else is doing, and maybe even do what John Acuff recently called reverse gossip. And that is you talk about somebody behind their back for all the good that they're doing. Fourth one that AI offered was to give some flexibility in the schedule. In other words, understand when people can't do something, or understand when they need to take time off. And then always you can give a gift. AI may help us in many ways, but AI cannot be the church. And just as artificial intelligence cannot be the church, pastors, we alone are not the church by ourselves. The ministers and servants of the church volunteer for the organization, and it's important that we say thank you to our volunteers.
Oh, you can tell by the way I wear this badge. I'm a greeter and I got time to talk. Ushering you down the aisle, passing page with a smile. And it's alright, it's okay. You can park your car this way. I will stand and direct in my giant orange vest. In the flower committee or in the library, you're a volunteer, a volunteer. A serving communion or help in a reception, you're a volunteer, a volunteer. Thank you to our volunteers, volunteers. Thank you to our volunteers.
Just remember, humor is memorable. Find a way to say thank you, but maybe find a way to say it with some fun. I'm privileged to serve on a team with folks, and this past Christmas, we took some time to celebrate, and I took some time to say thank you to them. by treating them to dinner at a Japanese steakhouse, and then we went axe throwing. The memories abounded, just like a parody video can be some good memories. So remember to say thank you. You can do it expensively, a Japanese steakhouse and axe throwing, or you can do it inexpensively, as I did with a group of volunteers helping with the local high school band. I invited the leadership team over to my house, and I just made baked potatoes for them. I've even given a handwritten thank you note to some 50 different volunteers at a time. You see, to practice gratitude and celebration, it starts with knowing a little bit about ourselves, but it also comes forth when we have a plan for it. Because gratitude doesn't just happen. Tie it in with moments of significance and rhythms of life. Find the end of something and say thank you before it concludes. Say thank you after it's over. Say thank you at the moments of celebration that are natural. In the Old Testament, we're given glimpses of celebrations, but we often miss the picture if we only see the celebration as being for God. You see, the celebrations that God ordained were not just celebrations about Him, but they were celebrations for the people to remember who they were and why they were doing certain things. So get out there, throw a party, write a note, make a social media post, make somebody dinner, brag on them, practice gratitude.
I'm saying, I want you to get it, but I want you to get what the practice, the discipline is. It's one thing of mental assent to appreciate a concept. It is something altogether different to have a corresponding behavior. Look at you sitting in church.
For the Pastoral Leadership Connection, I'm Malcolm Tyree. Until next time, care for souls by leading them well.